Agenda meeting to order. Everybody stand for the invocation and pledge of allegiance. Almighty God, bless our nation and make it faithful to the ideals of freedom and justice and brotherhood for all who make it great. Be close to our municipal leaders. Give us vision and courage as we ponder decisions affecting the welfare of our citizens and the future of the cities. Make us more intensely aware of our heritage, realizing not only our rights, but also our duties and responsibilities as citizens. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Oh, hey, Carly, if you can call the roll, please.
Nidinger?
Here.
Thomas?
Here.
Thompson?
Here.
Reed? Penny?
Here. All right, well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to conduct an agenda meeting immediately followed by an administrative workshop. We'll review what's going to be on the Tuesday, April 9th evening regular commission meeting. The first item we have is ordinance number 2024-01, which is an ordinance of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, amending ordinance number 2023-04, the city's 2023-24 fiscal budget. This is a second and final reading. Is anyone have any questions or concerns since the last meeting on this? All right. The next item is ordinance number 2024-02, which is the ordinance of the City of South Pasadena, Florida, amending Chapter 81 of the City of South Pasadena's Code of Ordinances, providing for rules and regulations for cities' parks. This is amending Chapter 193-11, prohibiting the mooring of watercraft on city property with exception, providing for enforcement, providing legislative finding and intent, providing for severability, inclusion in code, and an effective date. And again, this is another second and final reading item. Anyone? Anything on this? No? We're all good to go. We have no unfinished business. We will have a consent agenda to approve, which will be the minutes from the month of March. And that is all we will have. No new business at this point. So at this point, if anyone has no problems, we will go forward with this next week, and we will adjourn this meeting. Let's move into Okay. You all ready? All right. We're going to call the order of the administrative workshop and ask Carly to call the roll again.
Nidinger?
Here.
Thomas?
Here.
Thompson?
Here.
Reed? Penny?
Here. All right, well, the first item we have is an update on the Sunrunner Business Access and Transit Lane.
Yep.
And I think Carly was going to take that.
Yep, I will go ahead and speak on that. Commissioner Reed would have spoken on that. He was not able to be here this morning. So I talked with him and he said to go ahead and give you a brief update. As you may recall, there was a workshop, I believe back in February, where we discussed this, that Representative Linda Cheney is looking into pursuing having the BAT lanes return to regular traffic lanes. That's something that she is actively working on, and she had reached out to Commissioner Reed about it. And so he wanted to give an update on that. At that meeting, when we talked about it before, the commission had agreed to get basically a quote for what a traffic study would cost, because that was kind of the next step in the process. And there was someone that had been in communication with Representative Cheney's office that was going to be getting some of that pricing info, looking into the possibility of having a study done. So we were kind of waiting on that before doing anything else. There was a meeting, which is what was described in that article, like a transportation summit that Commissioner Reed went to, that they talked quite a bit about Sunrunner and the BAT lanes and whatnot. There were a couple of things said in that meeting that he felt needed to be clarified, some things about South Pasadena's position on Sunrunner and BRT and the BAT lanes. One of the things that was said was that South Pasadena was getting a study done, so he reached out to Representative Cheney's office after that meeting to kind of clarify, like, this is where we actually are. We were waiting to get pricing from you. We have not decided anything yet, so didn't want there to be anybody that was basically actively waiting on the city, thinking that we had commissioned a study to be done when we have not. So he was kind of correcting that to make sure that nobody was waiting on us for anything. It's my understanding that the pricing and information on the study hasn't been put together yet. So they're still waiting on that from the individual that was going to be doing that. Representative Cheney is also wanting to meet with a lot of the local businesses to see what their perspectives are on the BAT lanes, because it has changed traffic patterns. And so, hearing a lot of residents saying that we think it's backed up traffic. So if the view is that residents are against it, what are the businesses? What's their perspective on it? Has it made it easier for people to get in and out, or are they still not, do they not like it because it's backed up traffic? So the goal there is that she's going to be meeting with local businesses to get their perspective on that, and Commissioner Reed is hopefully going to be a part of those meetings as well. So that is his update.
And as I mentioned last time, we do need somebody needs to speak to the businesses along the corridor. It's a small stretch. No matter what, you're still going to go down to 4 lanes when you get near Bay Island. Has it helped them? I know we were totally against the lanes. They got put in, we got them. They've been there now a while. Has it helped the businesses at all? Do people have time to turn in now and get out without having too much problem? I know we have a lot of traffic right now, which to me was kind of odd timing for all this, to do it during spring break and Easter weekend, to have a traffic thing going on about the bus rapid transit when it's the busiest peak and not what it's like all the time. It's always been a mess out there, no matter what. Even when they didn't have the bus lanes, it was a mess. So I think Tom.
It would be good though to get some real information on the ridership.
Well, the ridership, like I said, let's go back. First, I know that Tom and Linda are going to go to the different businesses. So they're going to get there. As far as ridership, my wife and I use it all the time, and there's sometimes we got to stand. There's times when we can sit. Depends on where you're at. You get downtown, and trying to come back, it's packed halfway. It slows down to nothing, then it picks back up again. It just depends on where you're at, but it does get used, and they're charging everybody that comes on right now. There are a lot of bicycles that get on there. They use those bike racks. They're always full whenever we get on the bus. So it just depends on the time of day and when you're going. We go like on the weekends or something like that, so we don't have to drive downtown and just take the bus and you come back. But that just depends. But I think right now I'm more concerned. I don't care if the lanes are there or not. I'm just more concerned on what they have done changing the traffic pattern for our local businesses. I've talked to some people where Linda lives, and most of them say they still go out the back entrance, so they couldn't really tell me if it made a difference for them getting in and out. Some that did tell me, say, well, they're so close to where everybody turns, that people are still getting over there to make that next right turn. So they felt it was a little better, but they really wouldn't say it was great. But that doesn't affect everybody down that corridor and those other businesses that are there.
The only
I
nice thing about
just wanna see.
Pasadena Cove, you know, you've got that red light for the, used to be the fountains.
Yes,
So what happens when you're trying to get out, and then that red light changes red, and these cars are still coming, it backs up, and you still can't get out. So you can get in that lane and kind of merge in, but it's very difficult, that's why they've been starting to.
yeah, trying to get back in. I mean, you can get in the lane, but trying to get into that traffic,
Yeah.
because they don't want to let nobody in.
Yeah,
So it's,
and the person behind you lowers the horn,
That's
they
right.
want to turn.
yeah, they're ready. Anyway, we'll have to wait and see, and to see what this costs. I guess the city would have to pay for this study. It's not something.
That was our understanding before, was that the study would be.
And that's the part I don't really get. I mean,
And it would
we
not
weren't
be-
asking for this, why do we gotta pay for it? They wanna see if it's something wrong. I figured that the state should pay for it. If they think there's an issue, it should be a state-funded
I mean, I
study,
guess
not
that's
our
the
city.
question I would have, is who's pursuing this? I mean,
I'm not pursuing it.
whether
We're
or not we have to even go through a procurement process, I need to see what they're coming in at for us to know that, or whether or not we could sole source it, or somehow piggyback off of somebody else, you know, is a question. I think that seems to me that this has been a request from the state rep, and that's what I'm understanding, to look into this issue. But I don't mind getting the quote. I just think what we need to do is, once we get that information, you have to take an action either to pursue this or to not pursue it. And that's really where you will have to decide. But even after we get the quote, I need to procedurally figure out and talk to Jim which bucket this goes into, where would if there's a financial requirement for us to pay for this on us, where even that money would come from, and what would be the legal obligation to do that. But just having that information, in my opinion, would not be in a place where you all have said, let's pursue this question by getting the study.
The most aggravating thing.
Well, yeah, I don't know what it is my problem is I don't know what the methodology is as to what they're studying. I mean, are they just doing traffic counts? Are they looking at patterns? So that's why when I see everything, I'll take a look at it as well, just to see exactly what it is they're studying, and then we can figure out what we want to do with it.
But I think that was part of his concern when it was said in this meeting, like, oh, South Pasadena is getting this study done. Like, wait, like, we haven't,
Yeah.
we have not committed to that, and we may not.
We didn't want it
Even
in
when
the
we get pricing, we may not, so.
Right. We didn't want it in the first place, and now they want us to pay money for something. It's like,
Right.
it's like, yeah, well, now I gotta pay money for this thing that we didn't want in the first place? It just aggravates me.
Didn't you already have a bus anyway?
Well, yeah, we had the trolley.
Yeah,
that
there
kind of
just
thing
wasn't a
that went.
designated lane, it just,
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
And I just thought, well, now
Yeah.
we got two buses.
What I'll recommend is, as soon as the study comes in, why don't we bring it to a workshop?
Pricing.
And then
Yeah, we'll have to
pricing- I'm
see.
sorry,
Yeah.
pricing comes in, why don't we bring it to a workshop, we'll discuss the obligations, and then if we need to, we'll take it to a.
And what they're really looking at, what are they looking at? Like you said, I mean,
Yeah, that's a
is it
good
just
question.
traffic patterns and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what their methodology is, or what it is they're exactly studying. We would need to see that as part of the study. If they're just saying it's a study and it's gonna cost you $10,000, that's not
I
sufficient.
think it's gonna be a lot more than that.
I think it will be more than
It's
that.
gonna be a
Yeah,
lot.
I know
more.
that
Then
when
I
they,
wanna definitely see what that methodology is. I mean, are they counting cars? What are they doing?
well, I know when they brought it in, they had all these studies that FDOT did about how it was not gonna affect everything, how it was gonna be better for it all, the traffic was gonna flow better because the bus was gonna be able to change the red lights and stop the bridge from going up, which I have not seen it ever do that. It stops at every red light that I've ever seen when I get on it, no matter what. The Sunrunner still stops at all those. I've seen it gets caught by the bridge going up. So I don't know if that ever really came,
Well, that's a really good question, because
Came
that's the whole
apart.
premise behind this lane,
yeah.
is to be able to get around traffic.
So I think they should have been figured in that FDOT should have had to pay for another study a year after to see if there really was no effect.
And maybe we need to see that study,
Yeah.
the one they did before, to see if anything has really happened with that.
That's the kind of thing we need to.
And those are all state roadways, I don't know who
Resolution.
controls the traffic.
Well, I think it's a good advertising for St. Petersburg, that now you can come to St. Petersburg. They don't don't really have a beach
Yeah.
down there, but we have a beach, but I don't know, it's gonna take half
We'll,
an hour to get to.
we'll take you
Right.
to it, yeah.
So anyway,
Alright, great.
all right, we'll wait and see
Okay.
how that turns out. The next item we got is the Huffman Way paving project, which, looks like the guy that always wants money.
No, it's not. I'm just robbing people.
No money.
I'm not asking for
Using
more.
your money for your shirt.
On sale. It was on sale. Well, good morning, all.
Morning.
All right, the reason for this is, the rest of Huffman paving in front of the fire station. I have, $80,000 to, finish that. I got a quote, we piggybacking with Gator Paving. And the quote came out to 98,000 and change. So, I spoke with Jim and we had 20,000 in, what was that? So, yeah, the solar powered streetlights that probably we won't use unless somebody, KOs one. But, I just need your guys' permission to roll that extra 20 into the 80 that I have the paving so we can get that moving.
So across from between the emergency room and the new fire station, we have that little island, I guess it's gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't there two, solar powered lights?
There was
there?
one light in there. It used to be solar back in the day. That was one that got KO'd. And that was just put in like a regular, street light that they put in, so we already had that removed. So all there's left in there is a reclaimed water box and that, but they're gonna take that whole median
Something we
out.
could salvage the, solar light that was there.
Yeah, no, that
for
was,
use.
it was more expensive when that one
Yeah.
got smashed. It was, and then it wouldn't look the same because
Well, I know we had
they're
got,
old, but
we had-
there
we had
were-
got
so we're
money
just
to put
down
those in
one.
In the first place, so,
Mhm.
yeah, it was given to us.
Yeah, we did save the lights off of the pole and then we gave the contractor the pole because there's nothing we could do with that.
Right.
But we did save the arms and stuff, so if we happen to have something go with what we do have, we could possibly be able to, save a little bit anyhow. But yeah, I just,
So you already did the part that goes back to Bay Island?
yes, from Bay Island coming off the bridge all the way up to Island Drive, it is completed. So we just stopped there because we did a piggyback with Pinellas County when they did Oleander for that project.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
There's so much money for things like that.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I could do that for less.
You wanna employ her?
We're in the wrong
I mean, Sean and I, we could, on a weekend, get some tar and we could
You got
do
your
it.
hard hat, and you
I got my hard hat, we could do it. No, I don't have that.
All right, I got one more also. In my budget for next year, I had $110,000 to purchase a new tractor.
Okay.
What I would like to do is keep that 110 and get me a bucket truck instead, because the tractor is in okay shape. The bucket truck is, it's a 06, so we've been spending a lot of money on that. So the bucket truck was for the next year anyway, so we're
Will
just
it
kind
cover, that'll cover it?
I'm waiting on a price now. I got the Florida Sheriff's
Didn't you
Association.
just get that one, was it repaired again and again?
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it
Yeah.
only has like 12,000 miles on it, but just the time and,
Right.
it's time.
Yeah. Okay.
And that's all, I just wanted to swap those two and
Everybody
then.
good with that?
Okay. And,
You just lost your job.
and if you haven't seen the mural, on the bar at
Oh, I
Pasadena, it looks fantastic.
It went up quick.
Yeah, that lady did that one like 3 days.
Yeah, she
But
got
it
the
looks
thumbs up and it
really,
is
really good.
painted.
It does. It looks
It
great.
looks really
yeah,
good.
She definitely want to keep on the list. It looks really good.
Knocked it out, so.
But no, that's all I have. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
Okay.
We have a hand raised. Thank you.
13th Annual Fire Ops 101 will be held again this year on May 11th, 7 a.m. till 1 p.m. I think several of you guys have been there before. That's where elected officials get to spend the day with both the fire departments and the union to kind of learn about hands-on what we do on a day-to-day basis. So wanted to make sure you had that ahead of time. Please let me know if you're interested. There's 2 routes you can go, either as a participant or an observer. Participant would require the donning of full gear and doing some, physical type activity. Observer would mean you get to simply be a part of it and watch and aren't required to wear the bunker gear. Both will require a waiver. It is being hosted at Clearwater Station 48.
Where they had it last year?
Correct, yep.
Okay.
Up at their drill grounds, yeah.
Okay. And then maybe we can get one to Commissioner Reed
Yeah,
also.
absolutely, yep.
All right, thanks,
You
guys.
might have to hang on to DC's uniform when he goes. I think that was the only one that fit me when I did this.
The boots were a problem.
That's right.
The boots.
The boots, they were a little tight, but they made it. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
And I just got a quick question for Terry, but she had her hand up anyway. Good. Come on up here.
I'll let you ask first.
Okay. So I've just been having some questions from people about the elegance and what they're doing in the front. They got that wooden thing out there. I told them they were probably just redoing the front of the,
Correct.
that's all it is, just a
Yeah,
new sign or
redoing the
whatever. So,
What was that? Which one?
yeah, in front of the fountains.
Oh,
the
right,
old
right,
fountains,
yeah,
like that, they've got the scaffolding all built up out there.
Yeah.
People thought they were putting a walkway around it or something, and I think, no, it's just, that I'm sure they're just painting it or whatever.
Yeah,
So-
they're putting a new sign on that.
Okay,
Frontage.
perfect.
They've got the little banner hanging right now. The sign is coming.
I'm guessing you got an update for us on the,
I do, very minor update. I've been in contact with the engineer, the new engineer of record, so we now have an engineer of record for, the condo. The shoring, plan has been completed, and they are sent it out to contractors, yesterday. So I received the plan yesterday morning, and they were starting to send it out to contractors. Their plan is to have the shoring complete by the end of April. So, based on that information, I'm extending it 30 days, so that we can work.
Right.
Hopefully, they will be able to get it completed faster.
On both buildings?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So, we are moving forward.
that's good news.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the goal is, of course, compliance and to make sure everybody's safe, right?
And I'm
So-
assuming that none of the repair is gonna disrupt people living there while they're doing the repairs, or will it?
So the initial shoring will not, when they get to the column repairs, it may, depending on at what level that is fixable from the outside. There may be some of the columns that run through some of the units that they have to do some repairs in. But that
Will they
would-
have to leave though? Maybe.
It depends
Yeah,
on,
okay.
probably, if they get it shored up, it should be okay. That's my big concern, making sure it's shored up and that they're moving forward with the repairs. As long as they get it shored up, it should be fine. So, and now the engineer is taking responsibility and he's handling, all of that.
Well, they got the
So,
message. That was good.
yeah.
I mean,
Yes.
that was really serious.
Yes, there was a lot of concern, and we're still concerned, but if they can get the shoring done quickly, I mean, that's kind of I'm like, okay, June is not that far away. So we definitely want to get that, at least the shoring done prior to that, so that we're at least a little safer. So, just wanted to give you all a heads up on that. They have not gotten pricing from the contractors yet. So the shoring plan got complete, they got an initial plan, which is why they wanted a different engineer. So, no, it is not. It is not. So, I haven't seen the pricing yet, so I don't know.
All buildings. Do you know how many units they have in them? 60 or
I think
more?
it's 8 per building.
That's it?
Per floor.
Oh, per
And then
floor.
it's 4 floors,
Okay.
so,
So that's only 32 people that's got to split that.
right.
There's gonna
Yeah.
be some
per association, that's a lot of money, so.
Yes.
Okay,
What you all learned that.
anything else new? No?
I will be off Friday and Monday, so.
Okay,
Going to see
well, that's
the
new.
grandbabies.
Oh, good.
You should have
If you
done it-
need me, please call, but,
You should have done it over Easter.
yeah,
Yeah.
their birthdays are both in April, so we're
Gotcha.
doing birthday parties.
Gotcha, all right,
If you need me, please call, don't hesitate. but
gotcha,
Out of the state.
thank you.
So, thank you.
Anybody else? No? Okay. Sure? All right. Okay, well then, and if there's nothing else, then we will adjourn. Everyone have a wonderful day.
Yes, indeed.
Jim, we need you.
'Cause I'm over